Hi, it's the full moon, a collective starseed card reading, the full moon in Leo. So before I do my card readings, I just explain exactly what full moons are all about. And full moons are about releasing. What is it that you need to release in order to manifest and live your purpose even more, in even more alignment? Now, most of us have got some kind of blocks in our life, and it's important that we regularly sort of transform them, transmute these blocks so we can really be on our purpose. So what I like to do is I like to do a card reading for the collective consciousness of the Lightworker and the Starseed community to really focus in on what is it that we need to let go of on this full moon. I also want to tell you a little bit about this full moon in Leo. Now, Leo is an energy that is meant to be playful, creative, childlike. It's also the energy of romance and, playfulness. And sometimes when we've accrued a lot of negativity, or we haven't released certain blocks in our life, it really prevents us from being fully creative, playful, and enjoying life. So me being a Leo, double Leo actually myself, I thought what better than to come on and do a collective starseed reading on this full moon in Leo. So what I do is I like to use 5 card decks. The first one is the Past Life Oracle by Brian Weiss and Doreen Virtue. So what is it in our past lives or other lives that we need to transmute to move forward? I then ask for a message from our galactic and starseed communities, origin communities from back home. What do we need to be aware of, to let go of on this full moon in Leo, so we can embody even more of our playfulness and creativity, because that you absolutely need in order to manifest in life. So I do a free video series on how to more fully manifest your purpose. And you can get that for free from my website. It's www.tinyurl.com Starseed Manifestation. So if after watching this reading, you think, oh, I could do with a bit of support around manifesting, I highly recommend getting that free video series. So just to finish off on the card decks that I use, I like to use the Red Moon Oracle by Miranda Gray to appeal to the divine feminine within each of us as to what the divine feminine needs to release. I also like to use God Cards for Men by Richard the Grateful Bear. And this is to speak to the divine masculine as to what he needs to release this month. And finally, to ground, I like to use the Crystal Deva cards for guidance on how we can ground this release so we can more fully step into our purpose. And if you like this video, this card reading, please like, subscribe, follow, and comment. I'd love to hear what resonates for you, or what makes sense for you. So yeah, here we go. So what does the collective starseed and lightworker communities need to release from any other lives or past lives for this month with the full moon in Leo? Okay. So the way I do this is I just tend to shuffle and allow myself to connect to the kind of oversoul consciousness of our starseed and galactic communities. Wow, so this card, this is the first card of what we need to release for this full moon. It's called Lessons and blessings. So a lot of the time we see something happening in our lives and it might feel like a curse, but actually it may be a blessing in disguise. So for example, maybe it's a blessing in disguise if a particular project doesn't work out, if a particular relationship doesn't work out. It usually means some kind of, it's not the best optimum possibility or timeline for you, and there are much better options out there. Now, with other lives and past lives, it's all about the lessons. So unless you learn certain lessons from what you're experiencing now, which usually have a root in another life, you're bound to repeat them. So why not take this opportunity to actually resolve whatever pattern or block that is happening in your life that's preventing you from really living your full purpose? So just have a think about what that means to you. And on this full moon, do whatever full moon ritual feels right for you to do some transmutation work, some releasing work around patterns so you can manifest the life that you truly wish and desire. So the next deck I'm using is the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. So what do our Starseed Galactic Collective origins have to say about what we need to release on this full moon in order to manifest more fully? And for those of you who are watching live, please do say hello, click like, share a comment. I welcome them. So as always, I just wait for a card to pop out. And the other thing I would encourage you to do is I've created a card reading for the whole year of 2022, which you can find on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Go and have a look at the energies for February, because they will relate to this reading as well. Okay, oh, I thought a card was coming out there, but not quite. Okay. More patience. Okay. All right, so I see a card sticking out here, and this card is called Earth School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, and Higher Learning. That's interesting, considering, you know, the previous card that we had from the Past Life Oracle deck about lessons and learning. So there's something about living in a physical body on this planet that allows us to learn certain lessons that we wouldn't normally learn if we were not in a physical body, if we were just in an energy body. So I want to read a bit more from the description of this card. So let's have a look. Earth School. Earth School. So planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. So life lessons aren't only about getting it right. They're also about getting it wrong. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. So each year the study deepens more and more. So pulling this card means that we're all about to embark on a new area of study or growth. So how are you being called to grow or to learn? Okay, so next we go on to the Divine Feminine, and ask, what does the divine feminine within us need to transmute and let go of in order to manifest? Woo! Lots of cards came out. I'm not gonna read from all of them, so I'm just gonna focus on one, or maximum two. Okay, this one's coming out. Inner mother, you are filled with the divine love and presence of the mother. You're filled with her energy. You are filled with her abundance. You are complete in yourself. You have everything that you need. And the affirmation is, I am complete and filled with love. I am complete and filled with love. So often when we're coming from a space of lack, it means that we are coming from a space of lack of love within ourselves. And I would highly recommend doing some inner child work and connecting to your inner child to make sure that you're constantly nourishing that self-love within you, because it is the child within that more joyfully experiences life, manifests abundance in life. So sit with the inner child and let it understand that you are complete and filled with love. Okay, message for the divine masculine within us. What does the divine masculine need to know in order to manifest? And what does the divine masculine need to release on this full moon? Okay, what does the divine masculine need to release for this full moon? All right, okay. Well, it's a beautiful card. Christ, I am willing to forgive. So where on this full moon do you need to forgive somebody? Could be yourself, could be someone else. Forgiveness does not mean that you are okay with what someone else has done. Forgiveness does not mean that what they did is okay and that if you hold on to resentment or any negativity around this person, if you let it go, don't think that that means that it makes the other person right or what they've done right. This is about giving away. It's letting go of giving away your power to that other person and whatever they did having a hold on you. So that's the subtle difference behind this. So I'm going to read a little bit from this card for the divine masculine. The Sacred Heart of Christ reminds us that our relationship with God can unfold through the human experience of feeling. When we embody the archetype of Christ, we learn to be in the world where only love is real and that this love emanates from the inside out. What leap of faith did it take for Jesus as he appeared down during his crucifixion and forgave humanity for its cruelty, selfishness, and indifference? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And perhaps more unilaterally, forgive us, God, for we not know who we really are. And that's a really fantastic point, because most people who hurt other people are not truly aware of themselves. And actually, when they're hurting others, they hurt a part of themselves. So really, this is a lesson for all divine masculines to understand that we need to, maybe we need to forgive ourselves if we've done something that wasn't from the highest divine good. Then maybe we need to forgive ourselves and embrace that part of ourselves that perhaps we disowned when we did whatever it is that we did that hurt others, and take that lesson and learn from it. Okay, finally, we're going to go to the Crystal Deva card deck and see what the crystals have to say about grounding this release so that we can fully embody our soul mission, our soul purpose. So what do lightworkers and starseeds need to know to ground this release, to complete projects, complete patterns, behaviors? What do we need to know? Yeah, and for those of you who have just showed up live, if you feel like you're struggling with manifesting, highly recommend getting my free manifestation video series from tinyurl.com/starseed manifestation. In that video series, I go into more depth and detail as to what it is that's that we need to get into alignment and what might be hindering and blocking us so that you can be more in alignment. Okay, so we picked this card I've never picked before for these live card readings, so it's kind of interesting for me. I picked the Bloodstone, which is about potential. Bloodstone, about potential. So I'm going to read a bit from the crystal card deck regarding Bloodstone. Okay, Bloodstone relates to the chakra, the root chakra and the heart chakra. And it's about life force energy. The fountain of unlimited potential is sparked when a female and male make love. So you may argue it is not the act of making love, but the act of sex that creates life. And we, the Bloodstone crystals, we understand your logic. However, in truth, the ignition of life force energy into matter is always generated by love, even if the circumstances involving the two personalities seem void of caring or occur in a cruel way. So life force is more than pure energy or physical matter. It's a spirit-filled essence that exists in every creature. It's flowing through all of us all the time, and it is part of God's source creation. So you need to understand and see your life spread out to you so that you can appreciate this life force energy flowing through you. And it is this life force energy which you use to manifest. So, and it also supports you and sustains you emotionally and spiritually. So we need to really ground in our root chakra and our heart chakra at the same time so that we connect to those soul whisperings through the heart as to what to manifest, what to focus on, and then really ground that life force energy into the root chakra, because it's at the root chakra that we actually ground our soul mission into physical manifestation. So this is the card of potential. So explore what your potential might be, investigate, and allow yourself to explore. So that is the end of this full moon in Leo card reading. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, follow, share, and comment if you found this resonated with you. And I'm going to say goodbye for now, sending you so much love. Bye.